that if you have a big vision, if you have like spent the time to delve into the why you're in business in the first place, and you allow yourself to be grateful and to appreciate the journey on the way, you will find that you actually attract these synchronized opportunities.
Welcome to Marketing with Vino, the edutainment business growth podcast, mixing education and entertainment to make growing your service business much more fun. Your hosts, Quinton Venter, online marketing expert, and Gabby Kowalski, creator of the Business Freedom Formula, have a glass of wine and share powerful and up-to-date strategies to help grow your service business fast.
Hey guys, welcome to another amazing, energetic episode, Marketing with Vino. Joining us is the most amazing Gabs. Chin Chin Gabs, welcome. How are you?
Welcome. I'm really awesome. So freaking awesome. We've got some cool shit to share with you today. We've got lots of stuff to share with you always. Sometimes we find it challenging to just stay to one topic. You've probably noticed if you've been listening for a while. Today we actually wanted to have a chat to you and land a few different topics. So Quinton's got this beautiful story to share. So first up, this is where we really want to go into how to really enjoy business growth, like to the point of friggin' ridiculous. And there's a few ways to do it. You know, one of them for me is always coming from a place of really being happy where you are now and having killer, awesome, sick dreams that you're working towards. So there's this beautiful dance of enjoying the process where it's not a once I have the insert whatever your goal is, then I'll be happy. It's a what's already working in my business that friggin' lights me up to put you into a state of receiving all the cool stuff.
Yeah.
So one of them is that. Two is how do we actually maintain this state? I believe it's tapping into our why, tapping into our vision, our mission, our purpose, the whole reason behind having the business there in the first place. Like, what's the purpose? What is it that gets you up in the morning? What is it that keeps you going? Because it's a must for you. And Quinton, with Quinton Venter Agency, their whole thing is supporting the people with a message to get their message out there. And as a result, they always come from a place of why. They always come from a place of message. So to me, if you've got a big ass friggin' vision and a big ass reason for being in business, you'll do the do. Like you'll be inspired to take action. You'll be inspired to learn what you need to learn. So we've got something really epic to share with you. We're going to share the story and then we're going to unpack this a little bit with you. And whenever you're tapped into vision, cool shit happens. You attract the right information, the right people. It's flow. It's the who you show up as. Yeah. So Quinton, without further ado, if you could please share what happened the other day while you were casually working in a cafe and spare no details. And over to you, my friend.
Absolutely. So I work from home and every day I go sit down at our local cafe called Susie Q. If anyone's in Surrey Hills neighborhood, come check out Susie Q. It's an amazing little cool vibe cafe. And as I sit down there, actually, the day before this, even better. So the day before this happened, I was sitting there at the usual spot doing work, and these two other guys come sit next to me at the next table. And can you hear that noise?
Yeah. Is that someone trying to contact you?
Yeah, let me just close that all off. It's a little bit
Thank
unprofessional. It's technology gremlins.
Oh, and the suspense is growing.
So I'm sitting there, right? And I'm just doing my thing, and I'm overhearing them talking about marketing and what's going on. And I'm like, maybe I should position myself a little bit better in the sense of, hey, like, let's check this and maybe I can get some conversation happening. So long story short from there, they were trying to figure out a certain problem. And one of the guys saw my screen and as they're having this conversation, he goes, well, this guy's working on templates. Why don't you just hire him and let him do the work for you? So I'm sitting there and I go, what do you guys need help with? And it just appeared to be that at a marketing agency, we have a marketing agency and we just did this collaboration thing going on. I helped them out a little bit, which was epic. So the next day I'm sitting in my usual spot. And these two other guys, they're coming over.
How to pick up clients at a cafe by Quinton Venter.
Just hang out at a cafe. So we're hanging out there, and these two guys come up, and they wanted a PowerPoint. And there's only one PowerPoint in this cafe where I'm sitting. And I asked him, what kind of plug do you have with your Mac? And do you have the new one or the old one? And he goes, I've got the new one. I go, just use my plug. So I just gave
Why
my,
does the new one doesn't work?
it's just a different thing, heading thing, whatever. The
Gotcha.
thingamajig. Yeah.
Thanks. That was very, very specific.
Anyway, so I was like, what are you guys working on? And they started telling me their story, that they're working on bots in the sense of not just
Robot.
robots, yeah, but artificial
Virtual
intelligent robots that help you get by with the things that you want to get by with. So these guys are innovators in the market, and they just started sharing, unpacking this amazing story. And I was so inspired by it, like nothing to do with what I do for the agency. It was just like, guys, you guys are freaking awesome. Like I can feel the passion here. Who can I send your way? Like who's your ideal client that you'd ideally like to work with? Who can I push over to you guys to either start doing some test subject work on, or actually take on as a client? And that's when we created this whole conversation, and it was like, well, we would like this and that, and we started unpacking all of these cool things. And I said, would it be of value if we had a five-way conversation? Because there's three of their business partners, and both me and David. It's like, would it be of value if we have a five-way conversation and you guys share with me what you've just shared with my business partner, and we see if there's some synergies going on around here, and we see what we could make out of this, in the sense, how could we help you guys grow? And it was just purely from the intent of, you guys are doing something freaking amazing. I want to be part of this journey, and I want to support you along the way. Which led us with this awesome conversation that took place just yesterday. And the outcome from that is that in the new year, we're going to start unpacking their whole skills. They're going to start doing some custom work for one of our clients. And with that, they're going to use that client as a test subject, where they can then go and replicate this model over different industries.
And just so you know, that client is me, people. Me.
Gabby's giving the test run. And what that allowed us to do now is form this relationship that is all just based on, let's get shit done. Let's make this happen. Let's help you guys out, which has turned into something much more than this. Like it could be that everything flops in January, February, March, or later next year. But at the end of the day, the possibilities are endless when you're actually open to the conversation. If you're open to the story.
Can I share what it is that you guys are unpacking, or is that like secret?
No.
Okay, awesome. So what this is, ultimately when you look at Facebook, one of the things we've been playing around with, so here's some like really cool marketing strategy for you too. One of the things we've been playing around with in client attraction on Facebook is, as opposed to directly sending people to your website or to a landing page, to a promotion, we're playing around with, have a really cool copy, have a cool message, but as opposed to going, hey, now buy my cool shit, it's a, hey, if you're interested at all in blah, comment below and I'll send you the info, or send me a private message and we can have a chat. So what we're doing is we're looking at how can we take the way we interact offline and really amp up the way we interact online, so it's got that same feel. So we've still got the connection. So Quinton and I have literally been playing around with, well, what if landing pages didn't exist? What if, what if websites didn't exist? What if we couldn't drive traffic to these pages that are, that are doing the sales? Like, what if we can't drive them to our online brochure, so to speak, and we actually had to do the old school selling thing? And that's, well, let's private message these people. Let's chat with these people. Let's actually build a relationship. Let's get to know them more before they buy our stuff.
Yeah.
No different to how you would, be in a physical environment. If someone came into your business and they're asking about something, you'd qualify them, you'd talk to them, you'd ask them questions.
You wouldn't pass them just the brochure and be like,
no,
talk to the brochure.
Like, no top salesperson on the planet would go, hey, how can I help you? Here's a brochure, see you later.
Yeah.
And yet, with a lot of online marketing up until now, that's what it's been like. It's been driving people to brochures, but really like well articulated brochures that are designed to sell.
Yeah.
So not like your like really well done sales pages, which to me is a friggin' really just, it's a brochure. So we're playing around with this right now, and we're sort of like, working on this. So here's where it's sexy. They're like, we've got these bots, and these bots are like sort of I guess what I see it. This is my interpretation. This is how I interpret it. It's like this artificial intelligent virtual bot, and you can program it to do cool stuff. Yeah. So we're like, okay, imagine if I'm going to be interacting with my market, right? Like personally. So if you're listening to this and you've seen any of my stuff, when you send me private messages, it's me talking to you, my friend. Now, what I'm doing though is we're going to unpack what are the conversations, what's going on, and then we're going to literally program this bot for it to understand the process. So now this bot can work 27, that no matter who in the globe sends me a private message or responds, this bot can easily just go in and go, hey, thanks for your comment on this page. Here's the information.
But
Do you
even
have
more so that what makes this bot different than all the other bots out there, my apologies for just interrupting, it actually listens to your personality of your brand. So it's not just a set bot that spits out information. It gets the user's
It's
behavior.
intelligent.
It is intelligent, and it
Yeah.
actually has a personality. So that we were playing around with it in the cafe, and like the bot would be asking in a sense of like where you're staying or where you're from, and he put in something around Sydney, and he goes, "Oh yeah, like the Sydney nightlife all of a sudden has been dead in the past 2 years. Like what else are you going to do at nighttime?" Like it actually has a bit of a personality behind it, and it tells jokes based on the individual. So it goes so much more. The main purpose is to keep the engagement going on versus just push sell. So to say no different as getting someone into your shop, and rather than them coming in and out, they're actually coming in and they're having a conversation. So your retention rate is larger, and people actually engage with your brand in a way that suits them and on a
And I love
interactive
that
level.
because there's already stuff out there that you can pre-program with comments, there's already stuff out there that will pop up. Oh, a little pop-up will come up and say, hey, you're on my website. Do you have any questions? There is that. But what I love about this is that this bot literally gets imprinted with your culture, with your brand, with your personality.
Yeah.
And so it becomes an employee for you. Now, if you're sitting here and you're listening to this and you're looking and you're going, friggin' hell, that's awesome. I agree with you. And if you're sitting or standing, whatever you're doing, listening to this and you're like, oh, but you're taking jobs away from people. Like, just get that I'm so excited about how technology can improve lives. The truth of the matter is I can't hire someone 24/7, to manage my messaging unless I literally have people from all around the world tag teaming. And that's a really big deal to train each and every one of them
Yeah.
up. So I could use virtual assistants, to do this for me, right? However, not only do I need to train them all up, I need to make sure that I've got someone active 24/7, across the board. And sometimes, right, there's nothing launching, there's nothing for them to do. So it's like it becomes challenging for us as business owners as to how can we be like, how can our doors for virtual business be open 24/7? So unlike a tangible business where you open from 9 till 5, people come in, there's people there, right? Now, one of the things that brick and mortar businesses face too is when you're quiet, everyone's going to sit around doing nothing. And what I love about this innovation is just getting that our world's already moved online. And that means that we're already in the robotic age, meaning we're using robots. Computers are robots, at the end of the day. And so I'm so excited about this because this means that my little bot buddy, it's just on, and it doesn't matter if there's nothing there for my little bot to do for 3 hours or 2 days. But as soon as something happens, my bot's interacting with my people right there and then. So it's not me waking up in the morning and then replying to something 8 hours later, and it's also not me being on my phone 24/7 to give that level of service globally. That's not sustainable.
It's also
So
not
that's why
scalable. That's
it's
the
not,
big thing.
no, none of it. Like it doesn't stand for what I stand for, which is freedom, lifestyle,
Yeah.
And so I'm so excited because not only does this bot, do the stuff that you want it to do, but it's also like it's got a character. It'll joke around. It becomes a part of your team. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm going to have a robot on my team that's actually got a personality. I think
That's freaking cool.
it's so exciting.
But to add more to that, I'll share their vision and the reason why this all came about. So Giles, one of the technicians, how this all started was around wanting to help people with anxiety and depression, in the sense of most of those people just want to have someone to talk to, want to have that in those down moments. They want to reach out to people, but oftentimes not knowing how to, or being afraid of criticized or whatever it may be. this bot could be the person or the thing that is there for you in times like that, and that could not only counsel you through it, but could also reach out to other services or friends, or be able to be that personal assistant that's like sending a message over to Jeff and saying, hey Jeff, like, you need to talk to Sarah, like just send Sarah a thank you message or checking in message or whatever it may be. This bot can do so much for our world in that sense.
And I love that, because looking at any channel, right? Like even looking at like suicide hotlines, just to get a bit dark here. But I remember speaking to someone at a time, and at the end of the day, like with suicide hotlines, if you're calling a suicide hotline and you need to speak to someone right there and then, and they're busy and they're all on phones, this is where, like, to me, it's the really leveraging technology to improve the quality of life, and to really be a support, and to give people that they need in connection, in advice, in all of it. Like,
absolutely.
I love that. And regardless of, if you're wanting to have someone assist you in executing some of your stuff, or if you want to reach, like, I love the potential for what they're building, because they're building artificial intelligence as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
It's the level of programming that goes into this actually has it come across like it's alive.
Yeah.
And
the way I like to explain it is it's Siri on steroids.
Yeah.
It is, because you can already have some form of banter going on with Siri right now. But the way that they're going to take this even further is this particular bot could be morphing into counselors, therapists, coaches, mentors, teachers, personal assistants, in so many different ways that it will know that you're on your way to work, and at a certain point in time, your behavior for the way that you behave with your mobile or technology or your Fitbit or whatever it may be, that at certain points of the day, you're more prone to do certain activities. So whether that is you listen to a podcast on your way to work, it will prompt you that the podcast that you want to listen to is now ready. Just let me, whenever I should play it. Or even more than that, it is at home when something's out of the fridge, or whether someone is coming over, and it can recognize that friends are around the area, so that you can be prompted that, hey, Susan and Jerry are just around the corner having a drink at such and such place. You haven't seen them for a while, pop in. Or remember for Jeffrey's birthday, everyone got together. Why don't you do that again for whoever, for Lisa's birthday? Like, it's all these cool little things that it can now be integrated partially into your life, and which is cool, but it's also scary for a lot of people, as I can imagine, where it's like, am I really okay with that? Am I really ready for this? Like, to have this artificial intelligence in my life?
But it already is. Here's the thing, right? Like,
absolutely.
It already is.
Yeah.
This is just the next level of it. So to me, if you use an alarm, like, honestly, no shit, the wake up alarm was the first example of this. The good old fashioned clock that would go was the very first time humans started to interact this way with technology.
Yeah.
And then obviously it escalated. Now we've got our phones and we can set up ringtones and messages and all sorts of stuff. Siri, GPSs, like there's already smart homes. There's already this stuff going on. To me, what I like, and I think this is where, like, please it's already happening. This is just the evolution of it.
Absolutely.
And sometimes change and evolution can be a little bit scary, because it puts someone into the unknown. So depending on how you're wired, if you're adventure driven, you're probably going to go, this is cool. If you're certainty driven, you may or may not get a bit of tight butt and go, oh, the other robot's going to take over the world. Regardless though, what if we all looked at the fact that this planet and us on it is evolving? We're evolving in our thinking, in our mindset, and also with everything that's going on in the world. There's some pretty phenomenal things happening right now on this planet. Literally this morning I was speaking to my coach, and she was telling me how there's an organization, company, whatever, startup, whatever they are, and what they're doing is they're literally turning waste, rubbish, so human, like, rubbish, they're putting it through a filter and they're turning it into pure drinking water to give to the countries that have a lack of. And I'm like, that's friggin' wicked. I remember being at a resort a few years back, and I love this place because huge resort, like huge land, and obviously, like, this was in Thailand, so there's, like, lots of rainforest there. And this place was so full on. Like they had 800 staff working the resort, and they'd only the capacity was for 1,000 people. So it was almost one staff member per person there. But what like you would not find a dropped leaf or a dead leaf anywhere on this huge property of rainforest. But what they did was they actually collected all the dead leaves and all the gook, and they put them in through this machine. And this machine turned all of that into energy and literally ran all the air conditioning for this resort.
That is cool.
Super. I loved it. I was like, this is so in alignment with me.
Epic.
Like, not this awesome place. By the way, unfortunately, it's shut down now. Otherwise, I'd give it a massive pitch. But my point is that to me, like when we step into a place of looking for all the cool shit that's happening on this planet right now, as opposed to looking at what's wrong, if we shift our focus and start asking, what's all the cool shit? When you start asking what's all the cool shit, you're going to attract all the cool shit. You're going to find all the cool shit. And then you get into this happy vibe. You get into this, oh my God, the world's actually really awesome right now.
Yeah.
Versus listening to the news or, tapping into someone's friggin' protest about something. Let's look for all the awesome stuff happening and let's get a bit excited about evolving. Not so long ago, it was actually like people not only a few hundred years ago, education was forbidden. Like churches wouldn't even let you read books. We were in a place where women had no rights, no ability to vote.
Yeah.
This stuff wasn't even that long ago. And now we're in a world, like we're literally like the only way you can communicate was through mail, SOS,
Smoke signals.
Smoke signals. Yeah, there was a time not that long ago where there was no planes. You had to catch a ship. You had to take ships places. And even before that, you had to walk or, ride a horse, and there's been the evolution's there. And I'm excited about the fact that, we're evolving and we have been. Technology is helping us evolve. And when we focus on the possibilities, we can do some really cool stuff with it. When we back these innovators, these disruptors, these game changers, we can really create a pretty epic world in the future.
Yeah.
And so when you told me about that this morning, I got so excited. Didn't I get excited? Yes, I did. This is where you go, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And, ultimately, guys, this is the thing, that if you have a big vision, if you have spent the time to delve into the why you're in business in the first place, and you allow yourself to be grateful and to appreciate the journey on the way, you will find that you actually attract these synchronized opportunities. So let's unpack Quinton for a second. Quinton's mission and vision and what he stands for. Quinton stands for collaboration. He believes that in unity there's power, that when you combine forces, you can achieve so much more than if you were to try and do it all yourself. Quinton believes in helping the messenger get their message out. In fact, it excites him to help people get their message out. It's his whole purpose of being, right? So, of course, he's sitting there in his high vibe state, and lo and behold, what happens? Someone needs to use the power plug right next to him. But it's more than that. Because Quinton is who he is, because Quinton comes from a place of adding value. He comes from a place of, I'm friggin' awesome. I want to help other people grow. I'm curious about you and what you're doing and how can I add value to you? In none of his story did he say, hey guys, you can help me, or hey guys, don't care what you do. Here's my business card. Call me for marketing.
I wasn't there to pitch him or anything. It was like, these guys are here having a meeting. They need PowerPoint. They're just rocking up. What are you guys working on? And that's when passion started, because we love talking about ourselves. And it's just like, let these guys talk. And that was like, boom, these guys are amazing. I've got goosebumps. It's like, cool.
Yeah.
We need to take this beyond.
Exactly. And you can take this same energy to joint ventures, to networking. If you rock up to a networking event with 1 million cards and your intention is just to give out your cards to everybody, no. Yeah. But if your intention instead at that networking event was, I'm going to find 2 people that are friggin' awesome who I could potentially collaborate with, build a relationship with. Ultimately, let's just find a couple of people here that have my value, share my vision, potentially are doing something slightly different or maybe the same that we could share clients or whatever. Let's build a relationship. How do we do that? By being genuinely interested in the other person. Then, imagine if you taking that to joint ventures as opposed to, I need some joint ventures. I'm just going to call up all my local businesses and go, hey, let's cross promote.
Yeah.
Versus, let's find some epic business owners in my local, in my space that share my values, that that I could actually have a beer with, a wine with, a lunch with, and build a relationship upon. And let's see how I can serve.
Yeah.
And I think that's like key, that when you have a mission, when you have a vision, when you have a purpose for your business existing, where you know why your business is there, and you come from a place of wanting to build relationships, wanting to grow, wanting to get your message out there and help others do the same, cool shit happens. And to me, the third thing we really wanted to get across is probably the eighth thing now. The is enjoy the process. You know what? Like these guys that are doing the bots right now, they're still in the early phase of creating the bot, and it's exciting. So if we were to liken the the what goes on in business, the stage of growth of a human being, so often I see business owners having a 6-month-old baby infant business and going, oh, I wish you were 5. Why can't you be 10 already? And so right now, this is where to me,
they put so much pressure on that.
And they miss the whole fun of it, so it's exciting to launch a new product. It's exciting to recreate and tweak it as you go and make it better. It's exciting to actually enjoy the process of business growth, as opposed to, I'm just going to go, not sleep, not eat, and hopefully I get to the end of it where all of this is done. And you miss it all. You miss the opportunities, because in that headspace, someone goes, hey, is there another plug? You're so wrapped up in your own shit that you go, no, I've got it. And you keep working.
Yeah. And that's a good point. It could have gone so many different ways, where I could have just, cool guys, plug it in, and I could keep doing my own thing. And we never would have had the conversation, never would have had the opportunity. And in fact, since that day, that was the first time that they've been down to my local cafe. When I go there, I've noticed them since last week. I've noticed them 3 times already, because now they hang out there too. But it's so true. That conversation could have gone so many different ways. And
it just heaps. Yeah. Depending on the state that you're in. So this is why, to me, it's when you have a mission, when you have a vision, when you come from a place of serving and helping others versus what can I get out of it in creating your networks, in creating your ventures, the game changes.
Absolutely.
The questions change. Like Quinton's like, oh, that's so cool. How can I help you? And it's authentic. He's not sitting there going secretly, how can you help me? I'm going to ask this question because,
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it can be. So we're not talking about faking this. We're talking about authentically getting to a place of, get this, that for you to really build strong networks, you need to build a relationship. For us to build relationships, we're going to be authentically interested in the other person. To me, building joint ventures and collaborative experiences with anybody, it's no different to making a friend. We don't make a friend by meeting someone and going, yeah, you could be a good friend, be my friend. It's more organic than that. You have a chat, you get along, hey, let's catch up again, and it gradually builds something strong.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the opportunity when we actually come from a place, when you've got a purpose, when you really give a shit about other people, and you authentically want to help others grow too, they'll help you grow. And it's just switching that intention. Even with marketing though, Quinton, how many times have we said this? When you market from a place of genuinely wanting to add value to your market, your marketing attracts. When you market totally, because people pick up on it. We pick up on stuff when
it's
you're
also just what you think about, in the sense of what you want to write or how do you want to approach it. You're not in the right state of mind to want to approach it in a valuable way. If you're from a state of shit, I need to really get this. This is the break all end all. It's like, I need this. All of a sudden, your thinking's on a way of wanting to get something out of it. So you're not coming from that space. You can't come up with headlines or topics or anything like that. Like, I've recently proven it to myself, where it was like something happened where my mind wasn't with it, and I wanted to write this piece of content, and every time I started writing, it was like, no, it's not right. No, it's not right. 2 days later, I revisited that piece of content and I was able to write it all out. It was literally just in a moment, it was like, cool, now I'm actually here to serve. Now I'm actually here to give you something that you need to get out of it in a way that's not me wanting to get something out of you. And it was just like, cool, my mind is here again. I can now give out value again.
Yeah. Well, to me, marketing is just selling. And let's have a look at what makes a great salesperson. What makes a great salesperson really is someone who genuinely friggin' believes in their product. The best salespeople I've ever known are so friggin' obsessed with their product that they generate so much enthusiasm about it that transfer of enthusiasm is contagious, and now you want it. And this is where when we market from a place of that, like this is our mission, this is the message we've got to share, this is the cool shit we're doing on the planet. We market from a place of giving, a place of wanting to transfer that enthusiasm. Our marketing is like just super awesome.
Yeah.
Otherwise we're in our head. It's funny, I remember being at a Tony Robbins seminar years ago, and Tony goes, when you're in your head, you're dead. And now I get what he means. Yeah. Now I know what he means, though, because when we're in our head, then it's thought out, it's articulate. When you're in rapport with someone, when you meet someone in the real world, or online, whatever, right? But if you're actually building a friendship, we're not sitting there trying to think of what to say and find, if you and I were to get on the phone and I was all really professional corporate wanker trying to
Calculate it, yeah.
Yeah, or diplomatically. Like if I got all diplomatic with you, it would instantly create disconnect.
Yeah.
We're not politicians, the marketing and business we're not meant to be political. And even then, look at the way the world views politicians. They don't believe them. For the most part, it's now become a general belief that politicians lie. Not all of, but it's true, right?
They have hidden motives and everything that they're not fully transparent. Absolutely.
But even when you look at the corporate world and the way it's structured, it's so formal, it's so calculated that there is a division. And if everything's formal and calculated, you're not actually giving your market the connection that they're looking for to be able to trust you to do business with you in the first place. And I think that's key. And same with your business partners. If you're networking from a calculated, how am I going to get something out of this place? Here's my business card, here's my business card, here's my business card. You're not coming from a place of true connection, a true being yourself, just putting yourself, letting yourself just go out there and make some friends, and see where it goes. I think that's key. So to wrap this up, thank you so much for sharing your story. Clinton, you're a friggin' rock star. I just love your shit.
Thank you.
I'm so your biggest fan. I love the fact that we can just send you out there and you just come you just come home with all sorts of cool stuff.
I'll tell you what it was. We were at a Jay Abraham's event and was there with David, my business partner. And the same thing happened, that Jay told us all to go out on lunch and just go be with 3 other people that you haven't met and so forth. And I went out to lunch, and the table that I sat on, for some reason, people were just hopping around me, and we were just having conversations with everyone. And later that day, we had a debrief at the winery where we actually met for Marketing With Vino. And we're sitting there, we're having a debrief, and the other 2 friends that were there as well, they started talking, oh yeah, what about that guy? And I'm like, oh yeah, that was Dean. Oh, what about that guy? Oh yeah, that was Greg. And they're like, you network with everyone. And I'm like, I'm not trying to network with everyone. It's just I'm having these conversations with everyone. They're just coming to me when I'm sitting at this table. And from that day, we were able to do 2 business deals that have doubled the investment of the tickets for that day. And that's the power of it, where I just had authentic conversations with people and understanding their message. Why are they here for that day? What is their biggest business problems? And I was like, dude, you need to talk to my business partner. Like, he's a strategy guy. You need to have this conversation with him and see if there's any possibility for, even if he gives you something to do, or even if there is any possibility for us to work together. And it was just like, let's make it happen. Let's do this. You're an awesome dude. You're listening to me. And I take your word for it. And it's like, dude, we just need to have this conversation. I believe in you. And that all comes to vibe. Like, that's all. Absolutely.
That's your vibe. And what's your vibe made out of? It's made out of the fact that you have a purpose and you have beliefs around things, and you're the good guy. You are authentically, you live and breathe being the good guy. And what I mean by good guy is you're the real deal. You're no different online to offline. You're no different in any regard, like in any place. You're you. You're always you. You give. You have this thing about you where you can't help it. Like even with your clients, you'll over deliver not because you have to, but because you genuinely desire to.
Yeah.
And that stuff does impact. Like I think, this is giving you permission to be yourself. This is giving you permission to to tap into your heart. We all, I believe every single human being on this planet just wants to be able to be safe, to be themselves, just wants to be able to wear their heart on their sleeve and not be at risk. And sometimes along the line, we've had some bad shit happen to us and we start to pull back and we start to be more calculated, and then we get in our head and we're dead, right?
I love that. That's perfect. Well said. Yeah.
And ultimately, what if it was getting that to really create the goals that you're wanting to achieve? You want to understand that collaborating with others will propel your growth. And how do we do that? Well, we vibe at the right place. Now, when you vibe at mission and vision, and when you have certain when you have certain beliefs about things, you're literally going to attract on a complete invisible level other people like that. And you're literally going to repel the others, because there'll be something about you that repels the douchebags and the phonies. When you really stand in this, I truly believe that. The douchebag and phonies don't even have a second with you. You'll see their shit straight away, and literally the universe will just bring somebody else to talk to at the right time, and it's flow. They'll zip while you zag, so to speak. But first you've got to be willing. You've got to be willing to let go of all that stuff and reconnect to everybody else on the planet, reconnect to humans, reconnect to your truth, which is generosity and curiosity and kindness and love.
Absolutely. You are beautiful. Thank you so much for being on this show today. And it's not Christmas Eve. It is the day before Christmas Eve, the 23rd.
And there's a Christmas tree.
There's a little Christmas tree. For all of our amazing listeners and watchers, happy Merry to you all. We'll be tuning back in January. Looking forward to everyone tuning in again. Thank you so much for this amazing year. Gabby, we are reaching our 1 year anniversary of Marketing with Vino very shortly. I'll go find the dates, and that's something we're celebrating.
That's freaking awesome. Yeah, it is. We started recording. When did we launch? I think we launched in January, but we launched with a few episodes. So literally it is. We've been recording for over a year now. And I think that's awesome.
That is pretty cool.
Our little Marketing with Vino babies, 1-year-old, it's walking, it's grabbing shit out of the cupboards. It's mobile. And from me as well, thank you, beautiful words. From me as well, everybody, just Happy New Year. All the absolute best in 2017. I really have this feeling that 2017 is going to bring with it such epic, awesome change for the planet in a really positive way. I feel like most of the people I've been speaking to are so excited. They've got some pretty big things to unpack in 2017. And I believe if you're listening to this, you're one of them. You also are going to have an epic 2017.
Absolutely.
Create it, go after it, be the being of it, take the action upon it, and achieve awesomeness. And on top of that, if you're not in the club yet, go to marketingwithvino.com. There's a little tab that says join the club. It's our gift to you. Join our private Facebook group for this podcast so you can ask us questions and get updates and stuff on our podcasts. And once again, thank you for being with us in 2016. We are so excited to take you with us in 2017. Lots of love. Mwah.
Ciao, ciao. Bye.
You've been listening to Marketing with Vino. If you enjoyed this episode and want to access the resources discussed in this episode, go to marketingwithvino.com and select which episode you've listened to.